Hello and welcome back to Business Happy Hour. Okay, so today is going to be a quickie, but a goodie. We made a mm, great iced coffee this morning. And honestly, I think one of the tricks, guys, I'm out of breath. I don't have very much time today. I'm just going to be honest with you and honestly, this kind of goes into the class that I'm going to be doing, Profitable Quarter Blueprint, because I would not be able to do all that I'm doing today if I did not have a plan for the business. Um, because I'd be running around like a chicken with my head cut off and have no direction or strategy and no income either. And that would just be a shit show. So, anyway, lots of things to do today. But the coffee I made this morning, the trick is with iced coffee, there is nothing worse than a watered down iced coffee, in my opinion. It is terrible. It makes it so bad. I wish there was somewhere. I'll pay extra. I'll pay extra for the coffee ice cubes, but I don't even know a place that does it. So if you do, let me know because I'm very curious. And honestly, I should probably just start making my own. But anywho, um, my coffee was really good today, so we're on one. But this is going to be a quickie episode because I just want to give you some really tangible. This is one strategy that I think is so overlooked, and it can be so fucking simple to do because as business owners, chances are you feel like you're running around like a chicken with the head cut off, right? You are like feeling like you have this endless to-do list. You finally finish seeing your clients for the day. You're answering emails, your messages for the day, and suddenly it's like already 3 p.m. and you haven't even gotten to like your actual to-do list today, right? If you're like me, I'm like, that wasn't on my to-do list, right? My like the client calls, the messages, that's just shit I have to do no matter what. That wasn't on my actual to-do list, right? So you still have to create content. You still have to brainstorm your new course. You still have to write emails to sell that course. You have to work out, cook dinner, spend time with your family, not feel guilty because you're not hanging out with your husband or your kids or whatever it is. And then at some point, find time to actually watch modules or whatever you might have invested in at the time. So I want you to be able to get to the end of the month and not feel like I worked so much and I spent all these hours, but I have nothing to show for it. Like, I am not hitting my business goals. I'm not hitting my income goals. Like, how is this even possible? Right. So, if this is you, then the Profitable Quarter Blueprint is going to be such an incredible place for you. It's my newest masterclass and it's going to be live on June 11th, but no worries. You can always join us after the fact with the replay. And then the link will be in the show notes for you so that you can get access to it. And there's also a VIP week experience, which is going to be fucking epic. It's going to be so cool because for an entire week, actually, it actually ends up being a little bit longer than a week, but together we're going to have a Voxer broadcast channel where every single day I'm going to pop in there and I'm going to show you step by step how I'm quite literally planning out the rest of my year. And then at the end of VIP week, you get to submit your quarter and I will review your quarter and you will get a video recording of me personally going through your quarter, seeing any gaps, questions that I have, things that I would shift in order for you to have your most profitable quarter yet, which is I'm so excited for. Reviewing quarter profit plans, blueprints, content, all that stuff is my jam and is my zone of genius. My client the other day, what did she say? She sent me a message. Let me find it. She sent me a message. I had just done her content review and she goes, dude, your edits on my content are so good. Why can't I do this on my own? Totally bringing my stuff to a whole new level. So it's my zone of genius. It's my favorite thing. That's for content, but same thing with the profitable quarter blueprint. It's going to be epic. So the thing that I want you to do today, I want you to just have like one really actionable thing to do today. Okay. And that is reviewing your past sales. So, like I said, you're always on to the next thing. I know that you are, right? You're like, as humans, and especially in this day and age, we're like constantly searching for that next hit of like dopamine, sales, whatever it is. And we never stop to smell the roses. And I think this is so crucial and so important because Otherwise you're just throwing spaghetti at the wall. You just keep trying new things. You have that shiny object syndrome where you're like, okay, let me just try the next thing, try the next thing. Oh, this is the new thing. Let me try that. Oh, TikTok's new. Like, let me just try and go viral on there. Maybe that'll work, right? Like, slow down, stop and smell the roses, take time to reflect. If you already have been in business for a couple of months, at minimum, you have data. You have data to reflect on, and you need to reflect on it. It's not fun. I don't like to tell you to do this. It's not a good time. And I'm all about having a good time, but it's going to make your life that much easier in the future. It's going to make your business that much more profitable. Okay. So, this is what you're going to do. Your past 5 sales, I want you to reflect on each one of them. Like, literally write out their names. Where did they come from? What was the conversation like? How long did it take? Did they, like, what were all the details? Did they say, oh, wow, I've been following you for like 2 years at this point. I finally think it's time for me to take the leap, whatever it is. And I want you to really look at, okay, first thing, where did they come from? Oh, interesting. Every single one of those leads came from Instagram. All right, great. That's amazing data because that's telling us Instagram is working for you, right? And maybe you're like, well, my past 5 sales were over the past year. Like, it's not working that well, right? Okay, well, then we know Instagram's working in some capacity, but we want to shift it so that the impact of it is amplified and that it can work better, right? So, say you're that person where like, yeah, they came from Instagram, but it was like 5 in the past year. Okay, well, now let's take a look at all of their characteristics and who this person is, right? Okay, so let's take those 5 people and we're like, oh, wow, interesting. Every single one of them said that they related to this one post. Okay, great. What did that one post have in common? Okay, great. Right? Like, we want to really take a look at the data. And I'm going to show you tangibly how you can actually like take a look at this data. I'm going to give you a spreadsheet, all of the things in Profitable Quarter Blueprint. So you definitely don't want to miss that. But we want to be able to take this data and double down on it. Okay. So clearly, like, we're going to be able to see, oh, they're all coming from Instagram. Oh, there's a mixture of Instagram, a podcast feature that I was on. One was a referral. Okay, great. What was the strategy for each of these? I call them legs. So client generation and lead generation. So many times, and one of the biggest things with this masterclass too is I was like, people are at a place where there's so much marketing out there that's like, oh, you just have to post and then they will come. And that's not true. Content is queen. Abso-freaking-lutely. I've gotten all of my business from content from Instagram. Like, it is my favorite thing ever. However, it should not be the only way that you generate leads. Okay. So I want you to think of the way that you generate leads as a chair. And if you don't have 4 legs under that chair, it's going to topple over. Okay. The seat of the chair is your business. The legs are what's keeping it up, and that's your lead generation strategies. Okay. So based on those past 5 sales, and if you don't have those past 5 sales yet, that's totally fine. But then I want you to take a look at, what do you want those 4 legs to be? If the past 5 sales were all Instagram, okay, great. That will be 1 leg. But what are the other 3? Okay, maybe the other leg is collaborations. Maybe you're then committing to, and we're going to set these goals and whatnot in the class, but and in VIP week. But maybe that next leg, if it's collaborations, then we want to be like, okay, I want to be on 2 podcasts per month that isn't mine, like on another, like as a guest. I want to do a live once a month, whatever that collaboration is. I want to do an in-person event, again, whatever it is. So we'll determine that together. And then maybe the other 2 legs are maybe your content is on Instagram, but you're also doing separate content for TikTok. And then maybe the last one's your email list, or maybe it's client referrals or something like that. So we want to make sure that we have those 4 strategies that are bringing clients in, and then we have a strategy for each. It's not just, oh, well, I post content. Like, if that's your only strategy, no wonder that it feels hard to get clients, One, because if you don't have a strategy with your content and you're not bringing in clients via your content, it's going to feel hard. But also, if you're relying on one thing, like I personally don't like to put all of my eggs in one basket. Absolutely. I spend a hell of a lot more time creating content for Instagram than I do on like email lists and whatnot. And that's okay. Like each leg doesn't have to be as equal, but we want to have different options. Okay. So take a look at your past 5 sales. Let me know where they're coming from because I'm curious. And then from there, we will create your strategy moving forward for your most profitable quarter yet. Okay. It's going to be so much fun. And then when you're looking at those 5 people, we want to take a look at where did they come from? Do you have any data on how long they had been in your world, right? Maybe you scroll back and you're like, oh my gosh, the first time she DM'd me was in 2020, right? Do you have any data on that? Do you have any data on like their characteristics? Were there specific things that they said? Are they, can you tell that they're very self-led? Can you tell that they're very, caring? Like, what are those characteristics? Because that's definitely something we want to take note of so that we can use it in our content to call in other people like them. Timeline, source, characteristics, and then lastly, we want to take a look at how did they convert? Was it a conversation in the DMs? Was there a specific thing you said? Was it through lots of objections? Was it they got on a call and it was an easy sale? Like really reflecting on that. And then what you do with that data, you can either reach out to me and we'll have a conversation about it, or in Profitable Quarter Masterclass, Profitable Quarter Blueprint Masterclass, I'm going to be showing you what I do with my data. So it's going to be a really good time. As I'm recording this, we are 2 days out from my freaking wedding, which is absurd. So when I get back, I cannot wait to touch base with you all. And we are headed out for our mini moon, which it's so funny. I was thinking about, I'm like, why do we feel the need to call it a mini moon just because it's not this like extravagant trip? And we're like, oh, we'll do a bigger trip next year. Like, who fucking cares? It can just be our honeymoon if we wanted it to, right? Like, we're not big travelers. We want to go to fucking Rosemary Beach, Florida, and it's going to be a damn blast, right? So anyway, I hope this was helpful for you guys. Go review your past 5 sales. And make sure if you're like, I don't even know who they are, we want to make sure you have a spreadsheet of those people. And we want to make sure we're keeping track, because these are the types of things that when you get busy in your business, they will fall off the wayside, and we don't want that to happen. Because then what happens is you see a dip in income and you're like, what the hell happened? And you're like, I'll be like to my clients, well, you were doing all these things for lead generation, you got busy, you stopped doing them, and now you have a dip, right? Like there's always a reason for what's going on. So, I would be so appreciative if you guys left me a 5-star review, wrote some nice things about the podcast. It's what helps me to continue to offer this to you for free. And I appreciate you guys so much. And I'll talk to you after the wedding. I'll be a married lady. I'll be a fucking wife. Crazy. All right. Bye, guys.